In this episode, M-Dog found out what a macro is.
Welcome to Ask the LJs, episode 11. I'm Lawrence.
I'm Luke.
And we switched roles for this one because I got fed up of Luke doing all the limelight stuff.
Yes. Right, so I'm Lawrence, glasses. He has cracked his lenses, so he's going.
Chipped him, I've not cracked him.
Right.
Need to call Autoglass, get my... No.
Yeah. Right, question is from Fabian Craps. How do you get people to follow If It Fits Your Macros and use myfitnesspal if they don't know how the app works?
So, we need to first kind of put a caveat in place that, thank you, that we've deemed a macro-centric approach to be the most appropriate for this client. And we've covered different dietary approaches in a whole heap of different places, not on AskTheLJs, but we've got articles about it. On dynamicduotraining.com, we cover it in the SBS Academy, stuff like that. So we'll probably answer a question on it on AskTheLJs at some point in the future as well. But an IIFYM, or If It Fits Your Macros approach, isn't the be-all and end-all of nutrition. It's very helpful in a lot of ways. It can also lead to some...
Orthorexia.
Yeah, some interesting eating behaviours, let's put them that way. So, having decided that it's the most appropriate approach, ideally, I'd take into account someone's ability to use myfitnesspal when deciding that it's the most appropriate approach for them. But
there are other apps out there which you can use, but not myfitnesspal endorsed.
No, it's just the one that most people use. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good by and large. If they don't know how to use the app,
show them.
Yeah, if you are working with them one-to-one, set aside some time, go through the app, show them, maybe take their account, put in some of their favourite meals for them with them.
That'd be nice. Yeah,
do some handy tips and tricks. I know you can do things where you set up like some of my foods to just be like a gram of carbs, grams of protein, grams of fat, and then you can just input macros if you're guesstimating on a meal out, stuff like that, put in some of their favourite recipes. You know, the stuff that works. If you're working with them online, a really, really cool thing that we only figured out how to do today was if you have a Mac and an iPhone, then what you can do is use ScreenFlow or QuickTime. You can do it on QuickTime.
QuickTime's already on there.
It's already on there. You don't have to download it.
ScreenFlow you pay for.
Yeah, it's a paid app. It makes things a bit easier than on iPhone. But what you can actually do is record your iPhone screen on your Mac using QuickTime. It's a bit like the Apple AirPlay, but instead of just displaying it, it will just record it, which is really cool. And then you can do videos of you demonstrating various things, so like how to put in recipes and how to input food, how to copy things over, stuff like that. That's a really cool way of doing that. And shout out to Jamie at Be Fast Fitness in Birmingham for showing us this. It's a really, really cool little trick. If you don't have a Mac and an iPhone, then I know I used to have an old Sony Ericsson, one of the Z3s, and that had a feature on the phone where you could record the screen, which was really cool. Very handy when people sent me Snapchats, because you can record them without it telling you that they've screenshotted it. So I think the new Sony still have that feature built in. Either way, you should be able to figure it out if you don't have a Mac and an iPhone. But in terms of social media stuff, in terms of running a business, personal training, stuff like that, having an iPhone is generally pretty good. All the social media apps, or apps in general, iPhones tend to get the updates first, because app developers, it's a lot easier for them to develop things for iOS versus various different Android operating systems for each of the different phone manufacturers. So that's just something to bear in mind as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've got much to add, even though I do want to get a t-shirt which says, 1, Google it, 2, YouTube it, 3, then ask me. YouTube is there. There's already videos on YouTube on how to use MyFitnessPal.
Yep.
You could use that if you didn't know how to do it on your phone and you didn't
Yeah.
want to go to that effort. But if you're having clients that invest in you, you should invest in them. So
Exactly.
if you can create a guide, so when people sign up to Shredded by Science, they get a guide which goes through like nutrition, it educates them, it goes through the training, how to use the spreadsheets, etc. like that. And just spend a little bit more time getting your systems in place, recording the videos personally so you've got that personal touch. Again, if you've got someone there, I think if remember, try and make as little work as possible, especially with things like this where someone can watch videos in their own time. Lawrence made a good point. If you're in person, you could do that, which is a nice thing to do. But if you've got a ton of clients and you've got new ones coming on, make sure you try and put some videos, you put it on YouTube, it's free. If you wanted to keep it private, you can do it as an unlisted video. If you wanted to embed it on a website, you can do that as well. So yeah, spend a bit of time, record yourself if possible. If not, get them YouTube links of other videos which are good. And that's about it. So hopefully that answers your question.
LJs out.
Question.
Oh, not out yet.
Because Lawrence stole the show on that one, I'm going to ask you a question again. Do you track macros? Yes or no? Post below. I want to know.
Now, LJs out.